Hello world! Dave here, you may call me Modown Joe. Welcome back to Let's Play Cthulhu Saves the World! I hope you recognize this place, because this is actually kind of where we need to be. Anyway, since the last time I got into a couple random battles, no new enemies to report, which makes me sad, because there's a nice giant mech type enemy that, you know, fires missiles, has a lot of HP. It's kind of an interesting fight, to say the least. I can't beat him with my normal routine. But, anyway, since that's all out of the question, I do have one thing to bring up about this dungeon that I kind of forgot in the last video. Grab all the things! I'm not just saying that to spout off some meme, I really mean that. Grab all the treasure in this dungeon your first run through, because there will not be a second run. Once you finish this dungeon, you cannot go back in. So once that boss is beaten, if you do not have that alien tunic, you will never get another chance to get it. If you do not get the warp trident or any of the treasure in this dungeon, it's gone forever. So make sure to do that. That alien tunic, by the way, is a pretty damn nice upgrade. And the Zap Tome, well, I like it. It makes up. It's not a huge upgrade from the Flame Tome, especially since we lose the Fireball boost. But she'll catch up back on the Fireball damage. Will catch up eventually. I can't believe we didn't encounter that mech, though. That was actually kind of a... I guess it's just a rare encounter. Not like there's anything... any problems with us not finding it, though, but I thought it'd be nice to show off. I'm kind of wanting to show off everything, and I don't feel like hitting the fight command 1,000 times until I find that one mech. I don't like level grinding in general, honestly. It's something I hate in most RPGs, which is actually why I'm kind of glad, why I really like the whole random encounters counter thing, and part of my OCD is was I save several times here. But anyway, we've grabbed everything in the dungeon. The random encounters counted down to 0. Not much left to do other than fight the boss. I'm gonna switch out October for Sharp now, so it should make the fight a little bit more interesting, to say the least. I'll say that much. October, well, she's good for regular enemies, but her spells just kind of lack a little bit against some enemies. And I'm also going to put the multi-blade on Sharp, because, hey, 4 hits out of that regular physical attack, that's not something that comes very often. Pause with a Z. Jeez Louise, you couldn't be more... How do we make him sound more extreme? I hate extremely cool letters like that. It's like, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. Oh, hi Cthulhu, long time no see. What, you and, well, of course, I guess even your evil twin, that bad-weathered friend, you'll probably still know him if you know his good side brother, whatever. But it's boss time against Pause! Anyway, this guy... not too shabby. He's not really that much of a hassle. He does he pretty much has the same techniques as our Paws, except obviously Meow doesn't make him insane. And oh yeah, that quick attack, it actually makes him stronger each time he uses it. So he's going to be a bit of a pain. Right away, I highly recommend. There's a reason I chose to pick up Regen All, and you really want to use that at the start of every boss battle. There is no reason not to. It'll make surviving these boss battles much easier in the foreseeable future. But for the most part, it's going to be our basic strategies. Just go ahead and smash his face in with whatever techniques you happen to have available. Buff yourself up with a... Yeah, I'd use a... Honestly, I would use all of the buffs you have available to you. Regen All, Swift Wind. I would actually not be adverse to using that Tentacles buff that Cthulhu and Paws gets, which would actually make it so that their physical attacks hit, well, multiple times, which would be pretty useful for Cthulhu, although he can do that normally as is. Anyway, but just let loose with your physical attacks. He doesn't have any particular tricks you gotta watch out for, other than his quick draw, which is annoying. His Snowstorm also can... Well, he also has Snowstorm, which will also be a bit of a pest, but it doesn't hit too hard, and as long as you got Regen All going, you should be relatively fine. Just just build up your combo until you can get combo gauge, until you can one-shot him with Reckless Charge, until you can take him out with Reckless Charge, because that is going to be the... Oh, that's pretty much how the goal of most of these boss battles is. Just keep building that combo meter until you get them down to nothing, until you can take them out with one huge blow. And sadly, it's not going to be this turn, but oh well, we can probably still just strike him down with, and keep healed. Of course, there's not much. Like I said, this is actually a relatively simple boss battle. Later battles might get a little bit more difficult, but yeah, his snowstorm's really starting to ramp up from the damage. And anyway, Umi's Sting Strike though, whew, it's really starting to bring the poison damage. Much better than the kiss that October brings. But there we go. And level ups around the table for everyone for that battle. All right, I think there's only one choice you can have. If you are, it's kind of hard to choose between these two. I mean, Umi is a very relatively balanced character. You can build her towards magic or physical defense, just like Cthulhu and physical attack. And either works, but I'd really kind of stick with just Prey on the Weak. I have difficulty with Insane Paralysis. So these insane damage, these insane status ailment abilities are really quite useful. It's like the turn that you make them insane, there's a chance they'll suffer that status ailment. Paralysis, not so useful, but it might come up every now and then. But wait till you see some of the later game ones. What the hell happened? You never pushed the big red button! And this is what I mean by that dungeon being gone forever. I seriously hope you picked up the Warp Trident and the Laser Sword and the Alien Tunic, because you really shouldn't encourage a narrator. But yeah, I hope you picked up all those treasures, because you can no longer get them. But anyway, since the lake's all clogged up, we now have a new path that we can go down, but I'm gonna go heal up real quick. Anyway, all that aside, let's just go ahead and follow this path right down. Our way to the next dungeon is through the mountains, but I want to go down here first just to kind of show off something familiar. But first, we got some new enemies. Ape Doctor, Scream Cone. Scream Cones are weak to fire, because, well, they're ice cream cones, of course. And the Ape Doctors, nothing. I don't think they have anything fancy about them. Just take them out like you would any other enemy. They actually are seem weaker than the Witch Doctors from the earlier dungeon, which is strange, but oh well. Lick this, baby. Jeez, could you not include more euphemisms? Oh well. But anyway, a familiar old dungeon happens to be down here. Actually, two familiar dungeons, and I will wholly admit, I did not see this one coming. I don't even remember this dungeon. I never went through this dungeon on my first playthrough. In fact, I don't even think it was here on my first playthrough, which is strange. And I encountered some enemies I'm completely unfamiliar with. I don't remember those mummies. I don't remember the dead necro leaders. I certainly don't remember the vampires at all. But I'll just gotta say that I can imagine they're all weak to holy or something. They're probably fire as well. But I don't know what to say, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually my first time being in this dungeon and facing some of these enemies, so it's actually kind of a weird... I don't know what to do. I actually came down to this path because I was expecting this to be the Swamp of Despair from that earlier bonus dungeon, which happens to be actually right across the riverbed, which is, you know, right across, right there. You see that? That's the old Swamp of Despair. If you happened to miss it last time, you know, but now you're going to be completely overleveled. And the actual bonus dungeon you should be going to is, well, the Graveyard of Memories, which we just happened to go to. And I'll be blindly stumbling through it next time. So, until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dave, And remember, I can hear you. I know you said there's no difference between me blindly stumbling and what I currently do right now. I'm everywhere. Watch your back. Take care, everybody.